Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming here today. It's been a great pleasure to conceive of something and to see it executed with such aplomb and such vigour and such enthusiasm. And let me begin by saying I'm not going to spend a long time here, but I'm just going to say that we should never ignore the power of a big vision. That's the key message, I think, to come out of today. We have to interact with our politicians because they're going to write an intergovernmental agreement. And we have to be the people who explain to them and who carry them through with fortitude to what has to happen to make this whole great vision of ours come about. I remember in 1990, and you will find skeptics, by the way, and it's all right to be skeptical. I remember in 1990 when I was chief executive of Bord na Móna, and I proposed that the Ferban, Shannon Bridge, Road and Lanesborough be closed down, and that we build 3 new power stations, which would be twice as efficient as the old ones and very clean. And that happened, and I was laughed out of court when we proposed that. And a similar thing happened in 2006 when Enda Kenny, who was then the leader of the opposition, invited me to a summit. I thought it was going to be a big conference. In fact, it was Peter Sutherland, Enda Kenny, Eddie O'Connor, and 5 members of the press in the audience. And I explained at that time how we should be thinking about exporting energy from Ireland because we had plenty of it. And then along comes this big opportunity in Britain where we see 12,000 megawatts of 50-year-old coal plant about to be shut down. The reserve margins in the UK are going to go from something like 20% down to 5%. And this is a real opportunity for Ireland. The opportunity to actually take something that has no value whatever, that's the wind that flows over us here, and turn it into something that by 2020 can have the same export value as our dairy industry. And we see that that can happen, but it'll only happen by collaborative effort. It'll only happen with a great intergovernmental agreement which sets the price correctly, which sets the entry standards correctly, which allows everybody actually to participate and to play into this and gets the various prices right. But I'm not here to talk about this. I'm just here to say why we put today together was to show that we can have more than what we thought we might ever have. We're going to see Bord na Móna close by 2020, at least from its peat energy division. It's just shut, it's gone away. The 3 power stations which we got built have a life of their own, and that's it. By 2020, it doesn't exist anymore. So if we want to stabilise the Midlands, if we want to have Offaly contribute as it's contributed massively to Irish industrial life over the past 50 years, since Todd Andrews set it up in 1946. Since he set it up, and there are 1,200 engineers, professional engineers around here. There's people who are used to the industrial tradition. Single-handedly in rural Ireland, this county carried this enormous burden for a very long time. And I want to see that continue. And it's great to be coming home here to Tullamore to participate in that. Because what we can do with this wind energy is we can replace all those jobs in Bord na Móna. We can actually take those engineers, we can take those semi-skilled staff, those fitters, those instrument technicians, those electricians, and we can put them to work doing something that's incredibly useful. We can see Offaly County Council getting something like 50% of all its rates collected from wind turbines. We can see every landowner who's got a turbine on his land earn 18,000 euros. We can see, and we've committed to 1% of all the monies that we make going to community funds. We'll see swimming pools, we see all that stuff built, and we'll see manufacturing. Just one example was taken today from LM, who, by the way, have to import their blades at the moment to Ireland from Poland. And I know the costs about that, and I know that it would actually pay them to set up a manufacturing business here if we had 4,000 megawatts. Well, we intend, along with those who are nominal competitors of ours, but who we all work together to create this new industry. We see at least 500 jobs coming there. We see Cone Steel from Gort going to start building the towers. And that's just the start of what can happen when Britain and Ireland come together and create a brand new industry that Europe nor the world has ever seen before. So it's a great delight for us in Mainstream to parade out, if you like, in front of you the 30 companies that we've done business with in the past. We were the largest customer of GE in the past. We were the largest customer of Siemens. We were a very big customer of Nordex, and I think we might even be, for 1 year, the biggest customer of GE in the United States. So it's a pleasure for us to come along and show you and have you share thoughts with them, and they share thoughts with you about the future industrialisation of this county, of these Midlands, of this Ireland of ours. So I want you to leave you with that thought. Never ignore the power of a great vision. Thank you very much indeed.